Today I have the pleasure to introduce my friend, Mr. Tom Gooden. Mr. Gooden was himself a much beloved student at RL, graduating with the class of 1996. Mr. Gooden entered Class 4, and thanks to his prowess as a scholar athlete, earned the George Leverett Barker Sportsmanship Award upon his graduation. This distinction was in part due to Mr. Gooden's stellar play on behalf of the varsity football, hockey, and baseball teams. He captained the football and hockey teams and earned all-league and all-state distinctions. He graduated cum laude. Ani went to Bowdoin College, from which he graduated summa cum laude, was elected to Phi Beta Kappa, and won the J.B. Sewell Prizes in Latin and Greek, as well as the Hannibal Emery Prize in Latin. He was a Sarah and James Bowdoin Scholar and played varsity hockey. Mr. Gooden began his school career on the faculty of Phillips Andover Academy, at which he taught Latin and Greek, coached 3 sports, ran a boys' dormitory, and served on the admission committee. In 2006, I asked him to return to Alma Mater as Director of Admission. Following 7 distinguished years in that position, he became Director of Development. And in 2021, Mr. Gooden was named Assistant Headmaster for Advancement, in which role he oversees all of our fundraising and various other operations of the school. On a day in which we anticipate the Thanksgiving holiday, I'm especially grateful that Mr. Gooden will share his perspectives with us. Beyond the credentials that I named, best of all, Mr. Gooden is a redoubtable person, kind, generous, responsible, hardworking, loyal. Those of you who have been taught or coached by him know that he is all in, a compelling example of what it means to do anything well, and first of all, to care for and about the people in his orbit. We could have no better exemplar of what we mean when we say we care most of all about what kind of person a student or a colleague is. Please join me in welcoming to the lectern my friend and colleague, Mr. Tom Gooden.
There I was, sitting in a horseshoe formation for my English 9 class in what you boys now call the Student Center. But at that time, in the 1990s, there were no official gathering spaces dedicated to students. That hallway was simply a row of classrooms. Our English class was embarking on a discussion of the Odyssey after we had one of our regular reading quizzes to start the period. The teacher guiding that discussion is in this hall today. As a new 9th grader, I was just trying to adjust to my new school. I did have an advantage over my fellow new 9th graders because I had 3 older brothers who went to RL. But I still did not feel comfortable, and I was learning very quickly that academic life here was not going to be easy. I was anxious about finding a way to enter that conversation while my talented classmates were carrying the discussion. I felt a bit like Odysseus, attempting to steer between Scylla and Charybdis. I was burying my head in the text to avoid eye contact with my peers across the way and that teacher hovering near me. I was simply waiting for the bell to ring. Fortunately, on that day, one of my classmates had decided to make a snarky comment and proceeded to talk back to our teacher in a rude manner. Remember, as Mr. Brennan said, we care most about what type of person you are. The teacher quickly emphasized that point by walking over to that young lad's desk, picking up his backpack, opening up the window, and depositing that backpack and all of its contents on the hill overlooking the football field. It's a true story. I'll get back to this in a moment. When Mr. Brennan asked me to speak to you boys about Thanksgiving, I was not sure why he asked me, but I humbly accepted. I will tell you that one of the aspects of your education for which you should be grateful is our Hall program. Mr. Brennan and Mrs. Berg work extremely hard to bring experts from various industries and walks of life to impart wisdom, offer lessons, and hopefully spark passions in you. I'm self-aware enough to know that I was not at the top of there. We have to have that speaker list, but here I am. Just think of it. The co-founders of Vulcan Forms, Dr. Joshua Bennett, and Mr. Pulio on Founders Day are recent examples of the exceptional people who enrich your educational experience. Again, today, you got me. Having sat in those seats where you are, I remember well that there are mornings after a long night of studying that you just want the extra sleep and don't want to be here in Hall. So that said, bear with me as I try to keep it brief. Although Thanksgiving brings back wonderful memories of family traditions, such as attending the local high school football game when my father was coaching, or snatching the final sweet potato from the table before one of my 4 siblings could grab it, Mr. Brennan wanted me to focus on gratitude. My first thanks goes to him for letting me speak, and more important, for giving me a job at RL in 2006 when I had no right being hired based on my experience. Now, back to the story. The man with the golden arm who launched the book bag was, seniors, you want to take a guess? Mr. Randall Owen Butler, that is correct. He may not recall the details of the story, but annually around this time, I gather with a group of my RL classmates who are still my best friends, and we inevitably tell old stories, and this one is near the top of the list. So, Mr. Randall, in this season of gratitude, I want to thank you for giving us this memory that we will always cherish. But kidding aside, Mr. Randall was my teacher, coach, and advisor, and I have immense gratitude for the way he shepherded me through my RL experience. My initial transition to RL shook my confidence as a student, but he was there to guide me and encourage me as he believed that I could find success. Thank you, Mr. Randall. I would be remiss if I also didn't thank the 2 other veteran teachers in the room who taught me during my time at RL, Mr. Poyman and Mr. Sugg. I had great respect for both of them when I was a student, but my appreciation for their dedication to the school grew when I returned as a faculty member. When I was 17 years old, I didn't realize the amount of time they put into their work. Whether it was countless late nights working on tripod, or yearbook for Mr. Poyman, or Mr. Sugg reading piles of applications after coaching wrestling in the winter season, these men have made a difference in the lives of generations of RL students. Now I get to see behind the curtain and understand why, when I visit with alumni across the country, time and again the Poyman and Sugg names come up as teachers who positively influenced their lives. I'm grateful for their friendship, although I will note here on the podium today, Sugg gave me a B+, Poyman a B-. Mr. Brennan rightly had you text someone this morning. My charge to you is to send another one, to thank a teacher who is helping you on your journey here. I prefer in person that thank you, but a text or an email will do. I know that not every boy in this room is having the easiest time at RL, nor loves the school at the moment. That's simply not a reality in any community. But I can tell you without question there's an adult here, actually many, who care about you and want to see you thrive. Offer a thanks to a teacher, a coach, or your advisor today. Mr. Pulio's hall talk on Founders Day and our subsequent trip into the North End to discover the layers of history and immigration, and don't forget pastries, got me thinking about my own family story. I have not traveled down the Ancestry.com path, but I do wish to gain a better understanding of my own story after that talk. What I do know is this, that my father was an immigrant from Luxembourg who came to this country soon after World War II with his mother and his sister who had married an American soldier. The goal was simple, to seek a better life. My mother was born here, but her father was a part of that wave of Italian immigration from the late 19th century to the early 20th that Mr. Pulio discussed. My parents knew nothing at all about independent schools. My oldest brother only attended RL because my dad, who was a public school teacher and administrator, was looking to supplement his income. So he took a basketball and football coaching job at St. Seb's. Okay, and it was about through that competition in the ISL that he learned about RL. My father was also a basketball referee during that time. And in 1978, he ejected an upstart Roxbury Latin basketball coach who was complaining about too many calls during a middle school game. That coach, none other than Mr. Brennan behind us. Again, true story. This introduction to the ISL paved the way for my brothers and me to attend RL, and I'm grateful that my parents sacrificed by scraping and saving to give me this opportunity. Both of my parents were educators, and they saw Roxbury Latin would reinforce the values of hard work, accountability, humility, and respect for others that they strove to instill at home. Your parents want the same for you. All of you should thank your parents tonight for the commitment they have made to send you here. Please do that tonight. Steve Ward was a beloved history teacher and coach at RL for 38 years, and sadly, he passed away last January. He was one of my favorite teachers and had such an impact on me that I invited him to my wedding. Harry Lonergan, no pressure to invite me to yours in 10 years. For you students, next time you step into the Palaestra, you will see a plaque on the wall to the right as you enter. Read it so we don't forget Mr. Ward. When Mr. Ward retired, he gave a speech right here in which he thanked boys who had the strength of character and courage to take risks, boys who tried a new sport or a new activity, went out for a play or glee club, or bounced back from poor grades. In a similar way, I thank you, the students, for the effort you put forth in all of your endeavors, as we as a faculty are blessed to work with such committed kids who are invested in this experience. Mr. Ward, in his speech, singled out Billy McDonald from the RL class of 1980 as the student who showed the most remarkable display of courage during his time here. I must confess, I did not know Billy at all, but I want to end my talk with his story. That said, I know this is about the time I will start to lose you, if it hasn't already happened. So I'm going to put some bonus points out there for you to grab. To my colleagues, I apologize in advance for asking for your help in awarding these bonus points. Students, pay attention. There's a plaque across from the Penn Fellows office on the way up the stairs to Dr. B's room in the Ernst Wing. This plaque bears Billy McDonald's name. You will earn bonus points on your next quiz, test, paper, whatever it is, if you can translate the Latin found on Billy's plaque. You can collaborate, Will Anderson. You can collaborate, all right? Here's why I mentioned Billy. Here's why I mentioned Billy. First, Mr. Ward closed that aforementioned speech by indicating that he wished to preserve Billy's memory at this school. I want to honor Mr. Ward's wish. Billy McDonald collapsed on the way to the bus stop in 1979. He later learned that he had an inoperable tumor that ended his life during his senior year at RL after a 10-month battle with cancer. He had earned acceptance to Holy Cross and had a full life ahead of him, but he lost his fight. We in this room, we all have ups and downs in our lives, and there are some boys in this room dealing with greater hardships than others. I want to acknowledge that. I hope that you'll reach out to your parents, obviously, or to a friend or to a faculty member to help you navigate these challenges. People here love you. However, there are times when we all get upset about trivial matters, or we don't think we got the grade we deserved on a test, or we didn't get the playing time we deserved on a team. Whatever it may be, you get the idea. We begin to lose sight of what really matters in life. When that happens, please take a walk by Billy's plaque to gain some perspective. The second reason is personal. During my senior year, I was awarded the Billy McDonald Scholarship, which was established by in Billy's memory by RL parents, alumni, friends, and his family. It was the generosity of those folks, and in general, parents and alumni during that era, that allowed my family to be a part of this community. I'm grateful for those who gave me this opportunity. Each person in this room today, whether you're a student or a member of the faculty and staff, whether your family needs financial assistance or not, it does not matter. Each one of us is benefiting from the support and investment of the larger community of RL alumni, parents, and friends who care about this place, who ensure its long-term welfare, and want to give you all this opportunity. We're all blessed to be at Roxbury Latin, and we should not take that for granted, but especially in this season of giving thanks. In closing, I know that I've failed to thank everyone who should be thanked, such as my colleagues in the Alumni Development Office. Please know that I'm grateful for your efforts on behalf of the school, and I apologize to those who I have not singled out this morning, but know that I will say a prayer of thanks to you during this season. This upcoming week is a chance for us to press pause on our busy lives and show gratitude. I wish you all a peaceful and relaxing holiday with your friends and family. Thank you.